So what's up, everybody? Yeah, we were just trying. I don't know. We may hang out here for a little bit. I did roll through, and I wanted to try out the maybe learned a few things on how to actually stream this time, unlike last time, where OBS and YouTube changed everything on me. I should have things on ultra low latency now, as well as I can see a little more on everything. So I figured since I was doing a little recording of some other things for putting together a video and I already had everything set up, so why not let's just jump on for a little bit. I know it's late for me typically, but I don't know how long we'll hang out. I didn't really have anything set, so don't have any, like, no material, nothing. So it's just we may be here for 15 minutes. We could be here for an hour. I don't know. If y'all gonna have to drive, if y'all have any questions or whatnot or whatever you want to do. So the only thing, the chat box isn't working though, and I had that working just a while ago, and I'm not sure why the chat box is not working. That's very strange. So let's see. I keep bumping the mic. Yeah, see, it's very strange why the chat box is not working. And I did a little stream just to myself. So, ESP Home and Docker. So what's your question with the ESP Home and Docker while I mess with the little chat box, and maybe I can get it working again? I'm not sure. Maybe I just need to reset it or something. Look, it's picking up Sir Good Enough saying he's sending spam. A great recipe for Boudin. I'm not good at cooking the Boudin. I'm only good at finding the places and go eat it. They lived in Lafayette area way too long, so go see the best stop, or there's a Billy Boudin balls. Not Billy Boudin. That's what I normally get there is a Boudin balls. They're killer. Their Boudin balls are to die for. Billy's Boudin balls. Let's see. Look, somebody was having the recipes for them. Let's see the images. Those look kind of sad down at the bottom. These are the ones I typically like. They're got pepper jack cheese inside of them, and let's see. There you go. Here's a little better picture. So we just talk food, right? Everybody's talking food. It's has melted pepper jack cheese in them, and then of course you got the rice, and then you got the batter, and they're just to die for. And they're like almost like regulation, like baseball size. So yes, sir, good enough. I did put the beeps in my fan, and that's so distracting, those Boudin balls, but we'll just leave them up there because it's so good. I did put the beeps in the fan, and with all based off the fan speed, I ended up doing, oh look, there's the chat. It just blew up. That's crazy. If y'all caught that real quick. I guess it fixed itself. So I did put it in there, and basically what I did is I went with the short beeps. I did the one, single beep, 2 beep, 3 beep, and then I did a long beep when it went to off. So, but I'm actually, that's what I was looking at. I'm trying to pull it together and do that one, showing how we did that with the dimmers and everything. So, ESP Home and Docker. When is there a new ESP Home available? Let's see. ESP Home. So a lot of times what I do is, let me reset these window sizes. I had them all changed up, so bear with me here. So a lot of times what I do on, like, for ESP Home, yeah, it does. I think, were you the one, Sir Good Enough, that did the request for the fan speed in the rules where you did the fan speed pound data. Yeah, and that so you're gonna see that used in my next video because I did that based on the buzzers, and I'd also used the fan speed to drive some status lights as well, which is pretty cool. Um, that's kind of a mixed question, old curmudgeon. You can do. I use ESP Home with MQTT. Um, so really you can use ESP Home with whatever version you want. I use it with MQTT because I also read the statuses and I like to control a lot of the things from Node-RED instead of having to go into Home Assistant or go through it. So with MQTT, you could read it with whatever. I even know people that have used ESP Home without Home Assistant at all. Like they just use it with Node-RED or various other home automation products and just use the MQTT side. Yeah, I don't. Auto discovery may work. You can give it a shot. So I'll pull up one of mine and show you. So just hold on. One thing what I do is asking for a new version. Of course, I can't predict the future or anything like that. But when you're in go to the ESP Home IO page, you just click on GitHub, and then I'd go over and make sure your branch is on dev. And if you want to kind of get a feel for things, because like I know we were talking about the live stream, we had the 6-channel board, and I was talking about the power factor and the watts and all the new sensors that John had put into it. John's the developer of that board. And side note, he may not want me saying this, but you don't bombard him as much. He does hang out at times in my Discord channel, and he posts like different pictures at times of doing the boards and stuff. He's not there all the time like I did. I saw him talking about some stuff this morning. So if you do want to try to talk to him, you can try to catch him in there if you want. But if you go, I look at the commits and this is kind of give you a feel for what the new features are going to be. And for the HASS.io users, I think you can install the dev and the regular at the same time. Now I use with Unraid, so I just have a Docker of the regular one on the port 6052 and the dev I changed it to 7052, and they do have their own folders for the YAML files. That way it allows me to run a prod and a dev of ESP Home, and I can jump back and forth. A stable post component. What's the stable post component? I'm not sure what that one is, William. So I'd go in here and read, like I can see, hey, that's cool. They did update to Core 6.2, which of course, on the Tasmodo side, that was a big issue with the whole cores. And I'm so glad that we've gotten to this Core 2.6 because it was kind of rocky there with all the different cores. So that's typically what I do is I dig through a lot of different commits and just see what's working back and forth and go through there. Now, you were asking about, let's see. So we'll jump over to like that. This is that 12-channel board. I just call it the 12-channel because I had the 6-channel stacked on top of it. Oh, do URL. Okay, that's cool. Let you do URL web calls. Now that's pretty cool. Let's see. So let's go into edit, and you can see I don't have the API set, old curmudgeon. I use the MQTT side of things. I know it's probably some people say it's counterintuitive because, hey, the API is faster and better, etc. Well, I like to be able to see those sensors I run 2 copies of Home Assistant. So typically I run the stable one, the latest tag. And then also I do run the dev version in another container with a different port number. And I do want to be able to see my ESP Home sensors on both the new and the old, and so that's why I do like to use the MQTT. There's various other reasons as well, just because MQTT just works well. Can you have ESP Home independently from Hasio and launch it in the browser? Yeah, yeah. Actually, like I said before, you don't even need Home Assistant to run ESP Home. You could really just take a Docker install somewhere and pull the Docker container, and boom, it'll stand right up. You can send stuff over, and you don't need even Home Assistant at all. Yeah, so it's very very flexible, and that's what I like about all the home automation stuff in the Home Assistant world, that they allow all the different installs, whether we're doing HAS.io or virtual machines or Proxmox or what is it, the virtual environment, the PVEV, I forgot what it was, the Python and virtual environment. There's all kinds of ways to run all this stuff, which is pretty cool. So, what was the other question? I have a 433 to remote that transmit multiple codes for the same button. So Shane, it's doing like I call it like a simple rolling code is what you're talking about? For the same, so it does 111. Okay, so yeah, you just give an example to give it easy. So does it roll? It just does 4 codes and rolls over? And you're just trying to capture that one button, I'm assuming? You may just do, so if it's not just continuing to do a rolling code that's just so long, you could just set the same. I've changed to, I don't know how this is going to look, guys. So have you been able to simulate Tasmodo rules kind of thing in ESP? In ESP Home? They do. No, meaning, yeah, hey, Jim, no problem. Well, like I say, I'm not going to stay. I'm hopefully not going to stay that long, but, well, I don't have work anyway, so I'll just hang out with friends, right? So appreciate it, Jim. So what I do now on my RF bridge is I just dump everything using a MQTT rule. Let's see if I can remember. Is it 85 or is it 87? Nope. Any chance of doing ESP Home video in Docker? I'm not sure what would be, I guess, because it's really simple to install into Docker. So it'd just be, I could cover some stuff and show really probably more of a live stream type thing. Yeah, because that's what it is. It when you install that add-on in HAS.io, that is actually the Docker container, which it does allow anyone else just running straight Docker or a Portainer or whatever it might be to pull those same Docker containers, and whether they're running them on a Raspberry Pi or a NUC or whatever. Yeah, and just it runs in itself. What are you running on, Bobby? And let me find my, let me see. 1 second here. While I wait for Bobby anyway, too, which he may have just said. I'm trying to find my RF bridge. I forgot the IP to it. I went to it a couple times. Not finding the stream 2 hours in. Yeah, and it's just on the whim. I didn't even send out notifications or nothing. I just said, hey, whoever joins in. Because it was just going to be a test stream to try to 88 to pull the nose up from whenever we did it the night before, which I did. So I got it down pat now. Rule 1, let's see. Yeah, so this, and I did cover this on another one, but I know not everybody watches all the live streams, of course, is I just have a rule that says I'll paste this into the, I'll paste this in here. So that's just a rule that any RF received data is I just spit it out to Node Red. And if you've got, of course, if you've got a small list of rolling codes, is you could just put them all in here. Like and see, all this is I've taken all the different codes from a couple different remotes or pins or whatever it might be, and I just it's kind of like one big if statement. If code is this, then do that. And then you can do whatever, of course, in Node Red. Now, of course, you could do the same type of thing in a YAML automation. Just kind of gets a little hard to see. I like to see it a little easier in Node Red. And you could just, if you got like 4 or 5 codes, just put all 4 or 5 of those codes and send it over to the same thing. Whether it's like turning a light on, and you can have it call that light service in Home Assistant or whatever, and just have those same codes go jump right over to it. What's out of focus, Dale? Are you running it as RF raw? I guess I don't know if that was to Shane or not. I don't remember if I know I did put that different portish firmware on it, but these are just those. I just have a couple simple little sensors and stuff for the RF bridge, like some those door pin, the little reed switches. How do you replay it? What are you trying to replay? Oh, yeah. Sometimes if the quality, if it's YouTube thinks you got some issues or something between them and YouTube, it's going to change your quality down. So yeah, definitely put that back up. Plan on getting the Wise lock? No, I haven't. I haven't jumped on that one yet. I wasn't too sure, and due to some of the ways, I know it's like I have the deadbolt and then I have the door knob, but it's like I guess we'd have to leave the door knob undone, and we don't normally do that, so I don't know if I get used to doing that. Send the codes. I haven't done too much with sending the codes using the RF bridge. I don't have anything to send the codes. And no, Will, I didn't send out many notifications. I was just a little test stream. How to, as I did try, but nothing happened. Huh. Yeah, I haven't really, the only thing I've actually done to send a command, I've actually had I'm trying to think what software I had on there. It was an MQTT RF bridge. I forgot what it was. And I sent out code so I could pick up the other RF bridge. Now someone else was asking, so you're trying to send the same code that it gets? I'm not sure. I'm trying to exactly see what you're doing. And I think I may have missed somebody that was asking. Cyber was saying, could you cover the fix for a 3-way Marty Jerry that relays lose their settings? Okay, hold on to that 1 second, Cyber. And then we have what you call as a Tasmodo device that suddenly dropped from the Wi-Fi network and failed to Tasmodo. It's a fluke or typically. I haven't had that issue happen myself. I know there is one where if you have some power outages and you do that cycle 3 or 4 seconds, then it will cause them to factory default, but of course then it not all the way factory defaulted to you. Of course, it's going to factory default just to the Tasmodo settings, and it would bring out that access point. So, but otherwise, if it just dropped off the network, I don't know if there's some sort of hardware issue, or did it totally crash? Yeah, that might be, Shane, that might be something on either my Discord or Doc's Discord or the Home Assistant Discord. It might be something a little more we can jump in and see if how that can work that one out. And of course, everything's going to work except for Nightbot. But hey, we don't need it. But that's kind of what this is for. So this is part of a group of 5 bulbs, only 1 dropped off. I would think it might be some sort of hardware failure, maybe. if just one did it. I was trying to send the invite to for the Discord in case you needed it or anybody else needed it. Since Nightbot doesn't want to play nice, so which that should have been on there. So we got the chat. The chat's still working finally, that was super weird. Why it just went all of a sudden. Oh, nope. I'm trying to log in with the Nightbot stuff and see why the rules aren't working. Yeah, I haven't done any of the sending of things with the yeah, it's definitely weird. So I think I got it to go. Toggle Travis closet equals open Batman. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember what that one actually did. Let me see if the Nightbot thing works now. Did I have? Oh, that was the light. Oh, I get what that one. I remember what that one is. That was a yeah. Look, there's Nightbot finally. That was. I want to say it's one of the buttons on the on my wife's side. She has a little 4-button, looks like a little key fob, and I think one of them does the if she loses the TV remote, she can push the button and turn the TV power off or on. Typically, it's turn it off, and then if I did leave my closet door open, because I do have a little Wise read sensor that turns that light on. If I did leave it on when I was in there, she could push the button. So that's what that one is. I'm with Cyber still in here. What were you talking about? I gotta scroll back up here. With the relay settings, 3-way Martin Jerry, that the relays lose their settings. I haven't had that. Because typically the Martin Jerry 3-way there is no rules or settings. Actually, just set up really simple, almost like a Sonoff Basic, where it's just a button, a relay, and it does have 2 LEDs, the red and the blue. Now there was an issue that. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oops. I did say that it is a. I want to say I did save that because I was like, oh, I'm going to forget this and won't be able to remember how to search for it. So, of course, don't pick on them too much. They are doing a good thing here. Is the how to upgrade 3-way switch. There was an issue that they had, like a flickering problem, and I saw a couple people that had this issue with the live stream topic in your live stream. This is also, oh, okay, and they talked about how to fix and change if you have a flickering problem with the Martin Jerry 3-way. And they talk about how to cut it, and then they want to fill out this upgrade to the scheme work for you. And I thought this was kind of cool. It said we'll provide you with a new switch for every affected users if the upgrade scheme is confirmed. So I thought that was kind of cool. They step up to the plate and fix, and if you did have some flickering issues on the Martin Jerry 3-way, that is. So did I miss anything else? And no, I only have just T right now. I don't even know how long we've been going here. It's not that long. So, trying to see where they've changed everything. Oh, there's the little count clock. 26 minutes. Not too bad. So what you guys working on? Let's see. Try to think what else we're messing with. Well, y'all want to see some? I haven't fired it up totally, and I don't think they're gonna kill me too much for showing it. But we'll it's behind me, behind the green screen. If y'all want to, it's a Nightbot bite me. What is Nightbot saying? Is that I do something to Nightbot, or is Nightbot throwing a fit? I'm not seeing it if it's in a message. Let's see. Nope. There. Nope. Let's see. Let me turn my light on over there. Yeah, see, I didn't have all my stuff set up and everything. I just was gonna chit chat for a few minutes and head out. But hey, let's just do it. Do the damn thing. Or YouTube. Yeah, see, I never saw the comment. And typically what it does, yeah, hold on. Typically what it does is it'll show it kind of like grayed out, and in one of the, either me or Will, we can hit show or hide, and a lot of times it does it like links and stuff. And a lot of times, as long as it's nobody's, cussing somebody out or whatever, we'll hit the show thing on it. Hold up. So it's oh, don't even have me on there, right? Yeah. So we got a box. I had to Google this one, and belly aching over school with a clown. It's of course a Sonoff AC adapter. And you're probably like, what's a Sonoff AC adapter for, right? I think it's really there competing into the space that everything wise. So this is the guy here. Is very weird looking. So let me see if there's anything else that really needs to be in the box to show. I've only messed with this for a few minutes, and the bag just opened up and the screw went flying, and I don't even know if we're focused, but hey, whatever. Did you order the USB? No, I did not order the USB Sonoff. From what I saw, it was not ESP based. And I really don't have a big need for turning off things USB, really. So yeah, I would have to go start doing some Googling if to go back and find this. I know they sent me a link, but I don't know if it's a public link. And I know they'd sent me one thing about checking out, and I was on vacation then. I said sure, and I almost said no to this one, but they did say it does support RTSP straight out of the box. So, and so it's kind of weird. Now, one thing I did like about it is, let's see, right on the back of it. Oh, so there you go. I wasn't sure if I was going to, I'll pull that up in a second. It does have a USB port, which I thought was cool. I don't think it's PoE, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's not. There is the micro SD card, and of course you got 5 volts input. The Ethernet really surprised me being on a product at this price point. I want to say it was like around 20-30 bucks. I guess we should click Will's link that he went and found for us so nicely. And we'll switch over right quick. If I would have my buttons up right. Yeah, so I think I'm right around 20. I don't know what the 2690 has configured. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not really sure on that one. Is that because they're, well, no, that's recent history. Is there like a configuration? Oh, here it is. That's what the configuration. You would actually have to pick whether you wanted the what style plug you want. That's going to add the $3. So I guess if you probably could order it without the power adapter. And what, I'm not sure what it looks. The power adapter is, what's the output on it? It's 5 volts, 1.2 amp. It's a little smaller plug to it, but I'm sure something you could find. So of course, if you had your own power adapter, and you know, but it's just $3. Was that USB embedded inside of it? I don't think so. It is 2.4 gigahertz only. It does have a. Let me flip back. Let's look on here. It is PTZ as well. 360-degree wide viewing, 340 full 1080p recording, two-way communication. It does support RTSP, which was that was like I was like, well, because of course I told him, I was like, no, I'm not trying to get into cloud cameras and stuff, and that's just not me. So, yeah, so we'll plug it in here. I did pair it up with the eWeLink app. I had to actually install the eWeLink app. If y'all want to mess with it, we'll pull it up on VLC if you want. Let's see. I was playing around with it, trying to get into Blue Iris, and I couldn't get it to go at first, but I only had a few minutes. I did get it up in VLC. Let's see if I can think of my. Yeah, it is indoor only. It's very light, but what do you expect? It's only a $30 camera. I didn't see anything. If I bring it up, I'm going to have to zoom it. It looked just like a standard RJ45. I did plug it up at first. It did get an IP. I didn't try to pair it that way. I wanted to pair it with the Wi-Fi, and it does a little different way of I don't know. And yeah, because one thing I thought was huge, Sean, was the it had Ethernet, and you know 2.4 gigahertz just gets so muddied up with everything, and it's a lot of times if I have a camera that, and this helps you out with the size of, if I had a camera more that really I would like, and I think Amcrest has a couple, and I haven't done them, haven't looked at those. But it does. This one does have a little mounting bracket that you could, put on the ceiling. Let's see. Yeah. So it clicks in, and then you could, mount it upside down on the ceiling, and then it turns back and forth. So I don't feel it does. It does have a stop point. So it's not, and also it does have a. I don't know if y'all can see. Well, let's put it over here, Travis. It does have a mounting. It's threaded for a mounting screw there if you want to mount it instead. It does have a stop point. So it does have a hard stop point. So it's not going to be like some of the the PTZ cameras I've done before, where you can just keep endlessly spinning back and forth. So let's fire this guy up right quick. If y'all had time, add the camera on the floor and control your garage. Say what? What is it? Oh, you're copying and pasting? I'm not sure I haven't read the product page, to be honest with you. And the way it paired up was in the eWeLink app, you used a sound and it sent over like some Morse code style beeps to it. And that's how it sent over the Wi-Fi configuration. So you can see the IR on it. Of course, the camera picks it up differently. You get that purple look. I can kind of see him red. Well, it just shut off.
Please wait for internet connecting.
I don't know if y'all heard that. I forgot what IP we had.
Wait for internet connecting. Internet connected. Welcome to use cloud camera.
Well, welcome to use the cloud camera. And I know some people are curious. It is, let's see, it's hooked up to 72 megabit right now on 2.4 gigahertz. So it's just one antenna on it. Oh yeah, that makes sense to them to send something a little more. So let's see if we can fire up some VLC and then we can blow up OBS. I don't know if it's going to show, but we'll find out. Open. Let's see if it pulls up. Yep. Let's see. Put my desk on. And we got an echo. Turn the echo off. There we go. So this is not going to be the best test to see the quality of this camera. I don't think the PTZ controls. Let me look on the eWeLink app. I was trying to get it set up like I say in Blue Iris. I just didn't have enough time to mess with it. But I did go in the settings. You go turn on RTSP. I thought that was kind of cool. You didn't have to flash anything. And let's see. We should probably turn on the other so y'all could see it as well. Let's see. So what I'm doing on the phone is you can see, will it connect to a UDM with 3 in-wall HDs and not disconnect every 5 minutes? Oh, depends on if you have a lot of network issues, I guess. Like I say, this is not going to be our best test. I have a lot of light in the area right now. And I'm backwards to it, I guess. Let's see. We can always just move it by hand, right? And see how to adjust. There we go. There we are. And I do not know what, it's almost like docs. Look, we can do this and we can see just like, because it won't be an infinite like the other day, right? That was hilarious. If y'all didn't see that, and I wish I would have unmuted things, but I had so many other settings going wrong and I didn't want to start tinkering at things and kill out my chat. But when Doc pulled up my stream and then I pulled up his stream and then we were talking to each other. Let's just see. Media information, another codec. Here's the codec here. Doesn't show. Oh, look, it's showing frame rate of 10 through RTSP. Where's the hammer? But hey, I can definitely say the RTSP is not buggy like I had going on with the Y stuff. So I don't know. I don't think the delay is as bad. I remember the delay was pretty bad on the Y stuff. So, but we'll definitely mess with it and see how it works out. So y'all can, I don't know if we can't turn I guess we can turn you don't turn the lights off. Look, there we go. We got all kinds of screens going on, right? Where do we look at? Where do we look at? And you got the delays and everything, right? Yeah, it's not too bad of a price. I don't know. We'll play with it some more. Now, one thing I would like to see is, which I do want to get some, is a little PTZ camera that doesn't break the bank, that's power over Ethernet as well. I know Amcrest has some. I want to say like 50, $60. So I got an older Hikvision to replace and another analog that I don't even use anymore. It's just up there. So I don't know if there's anything that adjusts the frame rate. Oh, see, it's just, it actually does say on the app, it does say 10, it does say only 10 frames per second. Will, is that what it shows? I don't know if you have. Yeah, you could use a PoE to USB adapter. I do have a camera like that actually outside that had no PoE, and I used a little adapter. But I just kind of looked for something that's very simple to just plug in and go without having to have another little box sitting up in the attic. Let's see. So some of the stuff, I don't know if you can see from the glare, there's motion detection, more settings, mic sensitivity, time zone, format card, speaker volume. See, I just went into RTSP and it left it with the default stuff. I'm not seeing anything with the frame rate though. It's just yeah, it says manufacturer cool kit. Not sure what that is. I'm trying to see what they had any quality settings. I'm not seeing any quality settings. Except for, I was going to record me on my phone. Except for you do have the HD and the SD setting here that you can change on the phone. But see, it shows, you can see at the top, it says, so many frames per second. So let's close this. Who were you saying use ODM on VIF? I don't know if it supports. I did hit it with Nmap. Let me pull up the Nmap and I'll put my screens so y'all can see. I did hit it with Nmap 169 and scan. See, I'm not sure if it is fully on VIF because I think that's the issue I had with Blue Iris was it, typically you go and you throw in like an Amcrest or a Reolink or something like that, it just jumps in and they just put a user and password and it finds everything for you. Did I hit scan? There it goes. I don't know why I did that. It was weird. So it had a couple ports, and I didn't try beating on it too much because you'll see the port 23, which is, Telnet SSH. Oh, they're tying in the triggers. I could see that, trying to tie in to keep one ecosystem. I think it found RTSP was on 8081. I think is that the SSL RTSP? I haven't tried to log in. There's no port 80, of course. So yeah, I know the 554 is RTSP. So I don't think it's going to support. Yeah, and see, I tried that, but you see, look what it pulls up. when it scans, it pulls up. Of course, it pulls up. 23. It shows its busy box, but it shows 554 is this Darwin streaming server. I didn't Google that yet. Benjamin Harp, appreciate it, Benjamin. If you're here, the Darwin streaming server is the same thing for port 8081. Is it broadcasting? No, see, I haven't done that yet, so I'm sure they saw my live stream. I haven't, like I said, I only had a few minutes to mess with it, and I had to get some other work done, and so I haven't like gone through and done any snooping on it and see where it's actually the first open source RT. Okay, so I wonder what the port 80. Was there like anything that comes up as default as port 8081? Will? I haven't tried Googling that myself, so let's see if they see anything about RTSP. Yeah, see, there's some stuff talking about it on different projects. I'm not sure why they would also use port 8081. Not really sure. See, they're talking about 8081. I wonder if people are just picking that, because I see sometimes you'll see like 8080 for things, and then they going up just from 8081, and so there's a few different things. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know, we'll see how it works out as a camera. It's definitely, they're trying to compete in the space of all things wise. Yeah, I think it's just a port. I don't know why they did that with the secondary port of 8081. I don't know. We got it up. Let me try to. One thing when you do make the VLC, I did like when you do make the RTSP, they do actually show the exact URL to put in there, and you actually give you the button to copy it. So you can just copy it to your clipboard, and so you don't have to type it in. Let's see, that was port 8081. Let's see. 8081. Play. Yeah, it comes up the same. Let's see. Yep. Same media information. Yeah, 10 frames. So I'm not sure why they're duplicating RTSP. I have no idea why they did that. So yeah, I think I just picked it. A good BI question: can the client ID be changed for MQTT? Probably so, Will. I don't think you can change. Oh, I don't think you can change the client ID in. Let me pull up my Blue Iris. I don't think you can change it. And yes, I do have it off screen on purpose, because I don't know what cameras I have up in there, and we're not going to pull it up on the live stream. Yeah, I'll give me a second on the. Let's see. Where do I change my cameras? Let's do. Here we go. Oh, nope. Let's see. Let's do. See, I don't. Let's see. MQTT. I think it's not under servers. Or is it other? It's been a while since I mean, before I start digging off in here. It's been let me slide it over here so I don't pull the dock thing, right? I know y'all pick on that. Still pick on him for that. So, which is, I would hope y'all would pick on me too. I don't remember seeing that in there. You could just do the trigger and you put in the MQTT. I'm not sure where that was at. I'm gonna have to look at that one. Yeah, I'm on 5. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any huge differences in like the MQTT side. They just really changed up the interface. So, um, speaking of cameras, y'all want to see something cool before I have to jet? Oh, you want to look? I'm squirreling myself here. Um, you were asking about the soldering station. This guy here, the Hako or Hako, however you pronounce it. Yeah, I love it. Um, let's see. Hako, look, he even knew exactly the model number. Look, Will did. Yeah, it's this one. I see they got the wire all messed up on it. Why would you take a picture like that with the wire all messed up? I guess you're showing it's used. Not. I guess it's not. People might think it's used. I don't know why they did that. That's so weird. But yeah, so that's the Hako 888D. I think you were saying. Yeah, nice long wire. It does have a good size wire, and but I do like the thing. That thing heats up super fast. It's nuts, and it has a little holder so I don't burn myself again like I always do. And oh, FX88D. But I think that should get it close enough. What? Right? FX888D. No, I don't make a new bookmark. I fat fingered something. Yeah. So it's going to get the same thing. So, and they do have a bunch of different tips you can buy for it. I did buy like different tips. Yeah. And then, yeah, it's a cool little thing. I used to use some old little things but it's being able to set the temperature exactly right. I mean, it heats up super fast. So one other thing before I have to jet, and y'all know I have a weakness for, would you recommend the power supply? Yeah, I didn't. I researched a couple different ones, and there's all kinds of power supplies. I want to see exactly the one I did. It's I think there's just a lot of rebrands, and it's the Tac Life one, and I was looking for one that had like short circuit control, and I wanted to be able to see the amperage, and you can set limits and everything. And it has been pretty cool. Like when I was putting some WS2812 Christmas lights on it and stuff that were 12 volt, and I was able to instantly, easily, without using the voltmeter and stuff, and see the amperage draw. Another thing that I've used it for is when I was trying to do a low Haas bulb with soldering to it, and I hooked everything up to it and plugged it up. There was no amperage draw at all. And I knew instantly, hey, there's something not right in the circuit. So it has helped me out for that. And there was another live stream we did. We did a dimmer, and the little FTDI, the FTDI adapter didn't have enough juice to fire up the dimmer along with the secondary MCU. And so it would have been in a pinch to have. That's why I really bought that power supply. I was one trying to feed more. So yeah, I do like just having any type of bench power supply. And Will brought up a good one. They do have little adapters. You can take a ATX power supply out of a computer, and then you can just pop into it and get like the little DIN rail of 5 volts and 12 volts, etc. So yeah, there's that board. Hey, look, he's talking about it right there. So, you know, I'm all my two big weaknesses are all things cameras and all things that can ESP8266 that can be flashed. Well, I haven't done the full review video on this one yet, but it definitely it's the Amcrest. Let's see, it's the. I'll show you which one it is. They got a few different models. Let me. I got my windows all screwy again now. Amcrest PTZ. It is now. This isn't the 4 megapixel one. I have the 1080p version, and it is a little more than that Reolink one, but it's nuts. The 12x optical zoom, and one thing I'm trying to struggle with is I want to show in the video, but that how well like it'll like look under the dark carport across the street, but then it'll also it is totally dark, and then but it lightens it up, and you can actually see everything in there, which is nuts. But I don't want to show that on a video, of course. I see if it's gonna let me size. And they have not updated the firmware like Amcrest has done on their other ones. They have not updated it to not require that plugin. Yeah, it's not gonna let me resize it down too much. So, yeah, and the dryer's going. So it's not that cold outside, by the way. But I guess it's because it's so humid. No, my house is not on fire. But it's definitely it's fast, and I do get a good bit of glare from some stuff, but it's so much faster compared to the Reolink one. Now, of course, it's $100 more, but in the focus is pretty quick on it. So, but of course, you know, you're gonna get Amcrest. It's gonna do a little bit. Yeah, it's been raining most of the day. So let's zoom in. And I should have this set. I think it's set in the ratio. It looks funny. I guess and if I did 1:1, I think it's gonna blow up the whole screen. So I don't want to do that. So this isn't a good representation, but let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna get all the damn glare over there. I'm gonna get all the glare from the damn dryer. So, yeah, yeah. So like, watch this now. See, I won't show this actually on the full blown thing, but I'll show you guys this. I'm thinking about putting. Maybe you can have some good ideas. I'm thinking about putting a cardboard box in the yard. It's dark, and then I can put something inside of it and then zoom into it and show what it looks like, how far it can zoom into. Yeah, definitely. Laundry's being done. Well, let's see if I can show. I'm gonna show you this. We'll zoom back out now. Yeah, so you can see the zoom's pretty quick. And it zooms right in, and if there wasn't all the fog, you would be able to see it actually. You could actually see in there and read stuff, but whatever. Yeah, actually, the plate you can and that's common with the IR is it doesn't just cover it. It's the IR is like if you really want to get into redoing license plates, you probably want to get into a camera that is meant for like they call them the ALPR cameras, and you're gonna pay for them. But typically in an IR camera, it just blows out things too much, and So if you do want to, if you I know it's behind my head here, you can see, I should go the other way. The iris, if you did adjust the iris down, you can saw that last step. You can, and if I zoomed really in, then you could read it. So yeah, it's just because the iris opens up so much for infrared, and it blows it out. Just like if you went over here, and I got one of my dogs whining at me. Just like same exact thing. If I went over here and tried to look at this stop sign, and then now if it'll adjust itself down, and then finally you'll be able to see stop, and you'll be able to see the stop sign. So, but it's got the iris all the way down, and that's just a common thing with the with IR. So, and the dogs are gonna go nuts. Patreon is broken. What do you mean Patreon is broken? Sour? Yeah, so I thought it was a cool, and it's only 1080p, but it doesn't need to be anything more, to be honest with you. I don't know if there's anything else we could go zoom around. I have fun with it, just playing around with it, just being able to zoom in on stuff. So, um, yeah, it's yeah. See, you can really zoom in, and you can read everything you want, right? I never tried to zoom in something that close. So, and if you just tuned in, no, that's not smoke. That's some fog from the dryer. The data usage above makes multiple cameras react, upload, and bandwidth, causing issues. What does that mean, Will? Oh, you're talking about the bit rate at the top. Here's a pot dryer. Now, of course, you can change the substream stuff. If you want to, you can come in here and go to network. I know camera is it and video, and you can change the bit rate on the substream. So if we're doing your remote views, and that's typical in some of the cameras that you have like one or two substreams, and with the Amcrest stuff, you can set the exact settings. That's one of the things I do like about Amcrest, that you can come in here and change the exact frame rates. I just have this one at 20 right now. You want to do CBR, which is constant bit rate, variable bit rate, the frame interval, the whole nine. You can set everything exactly what you want. And then even in the overlays, you can come in here and say the channel title, and then you can drag things around exactly where you want everything on the overlays. So it's pretty cool. Now the PTZ stuff was pretty neat because this one had, and the chat window's going to get in the way of it. I'm sorry, but if I do scrunch it, it's going to mess with it. You can set all the your like waypoints, but then you can do a tour, or if you're from other places, a tour, and you can set which preset, the duration, and the speed, so it can just jump around. So. Yeah, actually, Old Curmudgeon, I actually read some things. I actually turned the overlays off on Blue Iris, and then I let the cameras just do their own. It's a little bit less CPU usage because it's not putting the overlay on the video itself. That's just one of the little things I read. There's a bunch of articles you can find out there of optimizing Blue Iris. And that is one of the things with Amcrest that you can't do with the real links is you can come in here and do the limit decoding, and you can set the frame, where's it at? The frame interval to the exact of what the frame rate is. I think it's dealing with the iframes, and it helps cut down on the CPU usage. So yeah, that's a whole big, massive rabbit hole with doing yeah, it was paid extra. I understand V5 includes it now. I'm not really sure, Will. On the, I know they actually had some other stuff built in there. They actually, and it'll send frames to another service that'll actually read license plate numbers, and it'll send them back. It'll actually mark it in the text on the frame in the alert of Blue Iris itself. I thought it was kind of cool. But I think they give you so many free to play with, and then you got to pay for it for all the different frames. So. Yeah, there's been a lot of cool little features they added to. They've been adding, and I've seen they update that thing all the time. You know, it's like they'll update several times a week with different little bug fixes and stuff. So, yeah, see, I'll sit here and just play with this all day while I'm sitting here talking with y'all. So, um, and of course, the fog is going to really mess it up. But yeah, see, it's cool. You can see the that lion right there. So, yep. So that's a little thing. Hopefully, I'll get to I'll pull some video and stuff from that one and show it. It's the only thing I'll say. They don't have a under the eave mount, and they are supposed to get a oh, I'm gonna say they are saying they're gonna do the under the eave mount, and they're supposed to be updating the firmware. So yeah, it's pretty cool little camera if you like PTZ cameras and stuff. So I did after that one video. I know my neighbors probably think I'm nuts. Now, Dave, we just start over. It was really just a test stream, Dave, and we were just trying to test the stream out before I actually did a real one, and then we ended up doing a real one maybe, and then we're just gonna be a hodgepodge of things. So, I drag this guy over here. I know y'all saw this one before, and this is all gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna let me size it right, where it's not gonna have it all messed up. I did get a down under the eave mount. That's just that real link I did that other video on last month. No inception mode. No, not definitely. You can see the difference in this. Now this one I have it mounted on the corner, so you can see a lot of the same stuff. But I have it mounted on the corner, so I get a little more view with this guy. But it's not as intuitive on the web interface, I'll say. I like this one better on the phone interface. And just it's not as quick as fast. And now I guess I'm out messing with the Amcrest. I'm spoiled. Yeah, it was the motion. Yeah, the motion was good. You could change. You could turn the speed up. And if you did, this one I really had to have with the set points. And it would jump straight with the set points. Yeah, Eve mount has been a sticking point, as in what the hell does it mount to? What do you mean, what does it mount to? I don't have a picture of this one, but you can see. I don't know let's see if it'll go slow enough. Let's see. No, it's not gonna go slow enough. And it's really gonna get messed up looking. Let's see if it'll go slow right there. Yeah. And it's really going to start. I don't know why it's doing that on me, where it's blurring. Maybe with the setting I picked in the when I logged into it. This one's actually, it's just it mounts. I just put it under the eave and just screw it into the wood. So. Oh yeah, that would be. I could see that being an issue. You would have to figure out. Get something in the eave to mount it to. The zoom on that real link, I want to say it was 4x. So it's not as, and it works slow on the web. Yeah, you'd have to hit a roof joint. Yep. Did I post that one in there, Will? I don't know if I did. That's the Amcrest. They do have a couple different models. They have the this is the 1080p. It is PoE. Now, of course, it is PO 802.3 AT, so it's PoE plus, and so it's 1080p. It does have the 12x zoom, and they have another model which I thought was weird. Is they have the Wi-Fi model, looks exactly the same, and it does have 5 gigahertz, which is good. But look what they have 25x optical. Why didn't they put 25x in the other one? I got, like 12 isn't enough. I want 25, right? And then they have a 4 megapixel version that is 12x, and they call it ultra HD. I guess it's just because it's 4 megapixel instead of the 1080p, which is what, I think 2 megapixel. So, because I think 8 megapixels typically your 4Ks, and then your 2 megapixels your 1080p. Yeah, I've done some mounting on some turrets before, and I found these things at the hardware store where it would fit in the vinyl siding. It would give us a flat surface. Let's see. What did Will link us? PoE PTZ wall ceiling mount. I'm not sure. Is that? I wonder if that's actually for the the smaller, their indoor PTZs. Oh, broke on delivery. Yeah. With the 4 megapixel, you get more of a usable. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, you would get a bit more of a digital zoom. Yeah, I don't know if this camera does. Do they show the weight of that thing? I don't know if they show the weight. Let's see. And it does. I noticed one thing. It does have different IR. And it will change the different IRs based on how far it's zoomed out and zoomed in. I bet you on their website have the weight. Yeah, I'd be careful of mounting this guy with some. I would want to make sure it's something metal. If you're mounting this, it's got a pretty beefy arm to it, and they even have a little clip, a little security clip. Not that it comes off, but they have a little clip on there. So, but. So what else we got before I do jet on this little impromptu hour and 15-minute live stream? So, yeah, I've got the only other PTZ I have is the other one I had covered way back was the Reolink E1, I think is what it was. E1 Pro or something like that. Reolink E1 Pro, I think is what it was. Yeah, this guy right here. It was a 4 megapixel. And it does have the 5 gigahertz side of it, which is I like that part of it. Being that you're not bogging down your 2.4 gigahertz. What did I ask for Christmas? Sour says. 20%. That's not bad. Too bad for this. And that's just a little internal PTZ camera. So, oh, that's a good idea actually. And what did I ask for Christmas? The thing I got was, I'm trying out one of those Fossil 5 Gen watches. I haven't worn a watch in probably 10 years, so we'll see what happens with a smartwatch. King Kong Smart. I have heard of those. I'm still looking for a solution for the Wise dropout issue. Yeah, see, that was some of the. That's why I had that issue too. Stone was the. it would drop out sometimes, and Blue Iris would stop working, and then I could pull up VLC, and then finally RTSP would start working again. That's why I kind of went away from the Wise cameras. So yeah, so the notifications is, and I'm not really prepared to do this one. Why does the chat kill my comments with a clown emoji? Yeah, wasn't there like one thing that was out on the, I saw on some of the tech websites that somebody kept voting with different emojis and all it, and then it thought they were spamming or something the comments, and they would put a bunch of emojis, and it would end up killing their YouTube, no, not their own, their Gmail accounts. So don't put a bunch of emojis, maybe. Yeah, that's the one I saw, that the Gen 5 fossil. So yeah, that's kind of what I did, Dale. Was I went with a lot of the Reolink cameras, and which they had a crazy sale on today. There was the 2-pack of Reolinks 5-megapixel bullets, the 410s I think they were, for like $68 for 2 of them. That's crazy. So for notifications, who was asking about notifications? And I know some of the iOS users are going to sit here and laugh, but I don't know if y'all noticed, there is, and I'm not prepared to show it, is the if you go in the actual official, they have the 4 for 71. That's not too bad at all either. And I know they'll show, like, this isn't my Prime account. They'll have they'll have different prices for Prime. And yeah, so like, even if I'll paste this into one thing, and then it'll have my different price. And let me see. Yeah, see, it's $81.89 for those. They had these for like $68 today on deal. So, they got a few issues. Not to say issues, they're just a few things you can't edit a lot of the crazy settings like you can in the Amcrest. But you're only going to spend like $30 a camera versus some of the Amcrest stuff. They had the 4K turret earlier. I saw was like $90. They had this guy right here was down to 90. That's still one of my favorite cameras, is this guy right here. So definitely, if you're looking for a cool little great camera, is watch out for that guy. So, but notifications. I know there's some of the let's see if we can get out to there, if it shows us. Home Assistant. On the Android side, they on the official Home Assistant app, and it does work. It does have, I'm going to the wrong GitHub. They do have actual push notifications now. Let's see. I want to say that Home Assistant Android. Here it is. They have, I probably should go look on actually the docs. But they actually have you can go get the app for it and do push notifications. And I did try it, and I did get it working. And I thought about trying to show it on Livestream the other day, but it does. I didn't want to click on my device. It actually does show the GPS location and the battery, so you can use it for zones and things. I haven't tried to see how quick it works yet. I'm trying to find my Home Assistant thing. But if you go to, I'm going to pull it up here in a second for you guys. Developer tools and services. Let's see if I did. I don't know if I did have it up. You can't, once you configure everything, you should get a notify mobile. And I forgot the exact YAML you put in there, but it will send a push notification, and it does work through Nabu Casa, because I don't have my Home Assistant exposed at all through like the firewall or whatever. So if you definitely want to go ahead and check that out if you're one of the Android users, and you can use the push notifications on Android. Yeah, it does, Sean. The only thing I did find I had to add in, let's see, home, dang it. Let's see if we can find this right quick. Docs. I know I had to add in integrations. Was it mobile app? I think it was. Yeah. So one thing I did find is I was like, I couldn't get it to work, and I was like, this ain't working, and maybe it doesn't work through Nabu Casa. But I did go through and I cleared all the data for this is in the official Home Assistant app, cleared the data on it. And make sure you do have this in your, I'll drop the link here for you. Make sure you do have the mobile app. If you don't have the default config, of course, a lot of us have had the default config. I didn't have that in mine. That's something I must have added in a later version. But I had to go add this right here into my YAML and restart Home Assistant. And then I went into the Android app and were to ask for my login. I just went and pasted, which no, I'm not going to go pull it up because it has my unique ID for my Nabu Casa. And I pasted that one in my login. Put in my ID and password, and then it registered my device, and I said, yeah, I want to allow it to use the GPS, and then restarted my Home Assistant instance, and boom, I then had the push notifications, and so I could push messages. So there was I don't know if we can find it real quick, how quickly you guys are with Googling. It was... notification. They had a few examples. Yeah, here it is. Open app. And see, that's showing the official Android app notifications. Here it is. Oh, there we are. And so you can see Robbie is showing it as well. And here. I know since it took me a little bit, I'm gonna drop this in here and go. Y'all can read through this thread. And I want to say they had someone that dropped in a sample YAML that I pasted in there just to see it go across to my phone. Yeah, they were talking about doing it with Node-RED. Gave an example here. I think this was it. And I got dogs freaking growling at me. And let me see if I can get my stuff back going. I lost the window I was on. Let's see if it worked. Yep. So let me put the screen on my desk on. Y'all can see my notification. If you can see without the glare, you can see right there. See it? You sent the My Home Assistant, this works. And so that was just a push notification right there. And I think if you just tap on it, it's gonna open up and go. I don't think they're done any like actionable. It just opens up into the app. They haven't done any actionable stuff like a yes or a no or anything like that yet. So yeah, I know I keep saying I'm gonna go, but you know, yeah, it's too fun hanging out, right? So yeah, I wanted to show that real quick. That was cool. So I'm not gonna go click on it, but it does give you an entity as well that shows your latitude, longitude, battery, and something else I can't remember. So, but I haven't tested that yet to see how quick it is. So long and drawn out about notifications. So the Android app is getting there finally. Go check it out. All right. So we are down to, what's the number? Where we at, Will? Hour and 26. That sounds good to me. And wasn't an hour and 26 test. I keep getting a protocol error too. Okay. Yeah, it would be cool to compare it. I do have the one with Google. I was using the Google Maps one. So, yep. So y'all go play around with the, if you haven't seen it, you like scroll back up and go play around with the link. Just remember, if you already have the official Home Assistant app, just go in and go to your apps and clear data on it. So it just nukes it like the app just got installed. Make sure you do have the latest version from the Play Store. And go in and put your URL and make sure you have mobile app in otherwise you'll get an error when it tries to register it, and make sure you have mobile app in your YAML, and then it'll register, and then you restart Home Assistant after that, and then you'll get your notify for that phone. So I'm ringing the bell so I can get in on these test streams more often. There you go, Stone. So, you ever try connecting a Y sensor to a smoke detector? No, I have not done that. You could, in essence, and I think you could, but it would need to be some sort of dry contact. I wonder if you could come off with like optocoupler or something like that from the smoke detector if it doesn't have a dry contact, and then because it's just that reed switch in there, so it might work. All right, everybody. Well, I'm about to go hit the bed and go enjoy the rest of the holidays I have. So use duct tape to connect it. The fun ooey gooey mess, right? So, all right. Well, y'all take it easy, guys, and I appreciate it. And thanks for helping me test out. And definitely Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Soldering, whatever it is. Do your thing. So. Take it easy. I gotta find the end button on this new thing. Where'd they hide it? It's the blooper reel, right?